Alright. Let's go pick a fight with a giant fucking Minotaur. Also, I need to withdraw this particular... Is it double? It's literally not actually set up. So this is the Minotaur boss. And the interesting thing about the Minotaur boss is that the Minotaur likes to attack you at a distance using those giant pillars. Like that. Well, the Minotaur will make a mistake. Because his AI is really easy to bait out attacking you with those. Until he has no more to throw, and then you have removed his ranged attack. Try again, big guy. You'll hit me eventually. It pops up whenever I turn my computer on, but my webcam isn't fucking plugged in. Try again, dickhead. Hit me. Come on. You can hit me. Come on. Come on. You'll get it right eventually. Sooner or later you'll hit me with those. Or you'll run out of projectiles. What the fuck do you know about my desktop? Shut up. Keep trying, big guy. I'm doing this in order to remove one of his attacks, because if you let him do this until he's down to the last pillar that he can pick up, he will run out of pillars to throw at you. And then he'll never use that attack again when he's on his last one. It's like a wasteland of games you probably don't touch that often. Yeah, that's literally any gamer's desktop, dear. I don't know what you're smoking that you thought that mine was somehow going to be different than that. Oh, wait. You don't have that much experience with other people's desktops. Hit me. How many more of those do you have left? 2? You've got to be down to around 2. Yeah, okay, that was your last one. I don't know why you have all the fucking shortcuts to them. They open up Steam regardless. I have my reasons. Alright, come on, dickhead. Jump again. Jump again. Damn it. Yeah, he does a spin to win move, and it doesn't work. You also notice this Minotaur is undead because his spine is ripped out and exposed. How did I miss that time? That was like in his face. He has shortcuts. Devil Iron! Okay. I actually needed to steal that. Because Devil Iron is something that only this boss carries, and it's actually required to make one of the few decent special weapons in the game. Ow. weak to wind attacks. And he just keeps jumping. Bitch. Wait, stop whining. We all know we're gonna beat this cat. That may or may not be because I actually don't suck at this game. I mean, we all know you do, but you've never played this game. Cordova town. This is the level that I have been doing all that prep work for. And I haven't even really been doing a lot of that prep work for the level. I've largely just been doing that just to show off the different types of innocent devils you can get and some of the variety therein. For once, I wouldn't touch this game. Well, that's because you have bad taste in video games. This is a really fucking good game. And it shows off just how much of an amazing super ultra badass that Hector really was. You say for once, but I ripped Mass Effect 3 and 2's ass in half. I certainly have bad taste in games. I don't play games that are older than me because that's old enough. It sounds to me like you just don't understand real vintage. Your taste in alcohol must be god-awful. I say as though I have a taste in alcohol, and I don't. We cannot get in here yet. There's an innocent devil we need to get, and it's 2 levels away. I don't drink. I don't drink either. I drink, you're Irish. Yeah, no, seriously, you're Irish. It would actually be stranger if you didn't. I realize how offensive that probably sounds, but it really would be stranger if, when people discovered you were an Irishman, that you didn't drink. You're the last zombie in Zombie Town, bitch! This this is actually the next enemy we have to deal with. If you remember the Hanged Man from the previous Castlevania game we played, this is kind of this game's version of that in the ghoul. The thing about ghouls is that ghouls can't actually be staggered. Zweihander plus white steel equals claymore. Foil plus white steel equals rapier. Rapier is a very good sword. I need to get some more ether, but we're actually in the perfect area to get ether. The rapier is actually a very nice sword. There's his final evolution. Where is Ivy? How's she doing? I'm missing her. Sword, it's more of a dagger in my opinion. No, it's not actually a dagger. I'll show you what I mean. It's got a compressed sprite there. And Ceruleus became the Indigo Dragon. And now I no longer need to use that. I can actually equip this sword and show off what it really looks like. Although, admittedly, it is one of the smaller sword class weapons we can pick up. Bulova. Okay, we need a Bulova in order to combine that with white steel. Get the Tabar. I need to make another Sasumata in order to be able to combine that with some ether later for another weapon. We need to combine the Knuckle Duster with white steel. The Frogmouth Helm needs to be combined with white steel. There's 2 more pieces of gear we can craft from white steel. We need white steel for that. So we actually are going to need a lot of white steel for a lot of our next level of equipment. Answer my questions. Ivy is fine. She's at work right now. She's closing. She's been okay for a while. She's still trying to learn how to manage her stress and her issues and whatnot. Keep hoping she'll figure that out. She's learning how to human, I guess. Or maybe how to adult. Okay, if you want to postpone the rookie, we can watch that later. You can rob them of 100 gold. That grapple they try to do is not good. Don't get caught in it. They'll basically just start biting the shit out of you. Icicle shot. This is what icicle shot does. It's basically the ice version of spitting fireballs. Metal glove. I might actually have some time tomorrow for it before I go to family dinner. But being so fucking dramatic, Jesus. Ah, what is that? Ah! There was something on my leg that was sticking to me. Ew. Oh wait, whatever that was. For anybody wondering, the reason why you have to rob enemies of certain materials and certain crafting material items, it's because the game was programmed specifically for them to only ever drop that material if they had it stolen from them. Whatever you steal from them is not put in their drop pool. There's another teleport chair. So if we want to go to Cordova town, we can go to Cordova town, or we can teleport away from it. Travel all the way to the capital to get the good shit. So this is a really weird, random fucking room that's chock full of all these things, and the only really interesting thing you can do in here is get on the cannon. And shoot these bats. Damn, 2 for 1. And you don't get anything for shooting all those bats. Your innocent devil just camps out here. This is making me dizzy, bro. Don't worry, it's over now. I'm not gonna make you sit through that forever. I just wanted to show that room off because I don't know why, but the developers thought that that carnival of whimsy was just necessary. Somebody spent time and effort on that room. I just want you to take that in. Really, you know where I live. Why don't I believe you? Oh. This is the wrong fucking direction. I need to go that way. I'm always gonna learn magic. I mean, welcome to the power of demonic sorcery, because that's what this fucking is. Innocent devil forging is demonic sorcery. I don't know why it's such a forbidden art, though. Like, obviously, the level of power you can get from it is incredible. But the familiars that it produces are not inherently wicked or evil or malicious. I would imagine the main reason why this art is forbidden at all is because douchebags like to abuse power. All right. Yeah, for some reason there's Visagos here. I don't know if it's implied that Isaac murdered all of these people that were in this town, or what, but for some strange reason this village is just covered in ghosts and zombies and ghouls. It's never explicitly fucking explained why either. It's just there. Could you kindly fuck off? I don't know what was about to spawn. The way this town looks, I imagine that it's actually been decrepit for a while. Because it just doesn't look like Isaac walked through here and tore this place apart. I think this town has been decaying and dying for some time. You don't ever meet any NPCs to the town, but you see all these boarded up doors and windows and shit like that, and you're never allowed to go into these houses to see, like, what might have happened to this place. Which very much leads me to wonder what did happen. Like, what caused this place to be this way? Like, did Dracula's curse destroy this place? Why? This game doesn't do a very good job of conveying what led to the state of this dilapidated city. Tries to ambush my fucking dragon. Nope. Pimp slaps. Sounds like my mental state. We're not gonna talk about where I live on the fucking internet. I love that multi-thrust attack so much, it's hilarious. For anybody wondering what a rapier actually is, this is a weapon that I actually know about. It is a French and English nobleman's sword. It's typically used by nobles and by royalty, members of the aristocracy. It's a dueling blade that is designed predominantly to thrust into the opponent's body and kill them via stab wound. It can cut. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking, that's a rapier, that can't cut. No, rapiers actually can slash. They don't slash as well as a curved sword, but they don't really have to. We can talk more about where I live on the internet. No, we're not talking about where you live on the internet either. White Graveels, I don't know what this enemy is supposed to be. I think it's an advanced version of the lizardman, He also just tried to rear back and spit poison all over me through upchucking his toxic vomit on me. That's a technique that they have. Lobster tail pod helmet. This helmet takes its name from the movable neck guard attached to it. Yeah, those guys have a vomit attack where they just spit poison at you through a poison gland. It's kind of in their mouths. It's kind of obnoxious, but it's relatively easy to dodge. And if you get hit by it, well, there's a save point right here. Heal up and either use a serum or go buy one. Rather surprised you haven't watched Invincible. Thankfully, haven't been spoiled in hopes. I've had several events of Invincible kind of spoiled for me. Not super spoiled, but kind of. I get the idea behind it. It's supposed to be a dark twist on superhero comic movies and TV shows and shit like that. I get the point of it. There we go. Banded mail. Additional metal plates added to chainmail to create very tough armor. However, it is also very heavy. Yeah, no shit. I'm alert while I watch these Outlast episodes. I can't be asked to social anymore. Uh-huh. Okay. I've also seen a lot of snippets from the show because YouTube had to advertise the living fuck out of it to me. Blizzard Breath, for whatever reason. YouTube did not want me to go entirely unspoiled on it, and I had multiple friends who'd tell me that I need to watch it, and then one of them decided that he was going to tell me half the fucking plot of the game, or not the game, but the show, so... yeah. Essentially, there's a whole bunch of superheroes like you would find in a superhero world, but they have their own weird twists on their powers that make them kind of unique in some cases, kind of not in others. And one of them is a Viltrumite who is basically Superman for all intents and purposes. His powers aren't entirely the same as Superman's from DC Comics, but he can essentially do a lot of the main stuff that Superman can do. Super strength, super durability, supersonic powers when he slams his hands together. Enough strength to tear down buildings and blow shit apart. But his powers are more grounded. His near invulnerability is not nearly as bullshit tier as Superman's is without kryptonite. And instead of being vulnerable to something like kryptonite, his species is instead actually weak to something called sonics. Plate mail. Armor created with the requests of wearers in mind. Perfect in battle. Standard garb of many soldiers. Plate mail is essentially an armor that you wear when you want to live through a fight. It is many heavy plates that are articulated together in order to allow for maximum protection and movement when possible. The issue with plate mail is that it is very, very heavy and it can be expensive and it can be exhausting to wear. But 90% of the time you will live if you are going to get hit by attacks while wearing plate mail, unless your opponent is using what is known as a blunt weapon. And if anybody was wondering where I was going to get all my ether from, it's this motherfucker. The Chris Naga sword. The lizard shamans are where you acquire the bulk of your... oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, God. Get off me. are where you acquire the bulk of your ether, because they can have it stolen from them. Ghouls can also be farmed not just for white steel, but for the ramen food item. It is their rare drop, and because ghouls are extremely common, the ramen food item can actually be farmed from them pretty regularly. It regenerates 100 HP per use, so it is a decent food item. The further you go up these stairs, the more of these zombies are going to spawn. It's easy to just, if you know it's coming, fight them one-on-one and take them out individually rather than having to fight a whole swarm. And a lot of fucking assassin zombies spawn on this goddamn staircase. Viltrumites have multiple weaknesses. Yeah, I figured. That was just the one that I learned about. And they're a race of, like, superpowered beings that are incredibly strong, but they're aliens that want to try and take over the planet. And add it to the Empire because for some reason the Viltrumites just are evil and want to take over everything. So the thing about lizard shamans is that if you keep a certain distance from them, you can trick them into doing that flamethrower attack they have with their staff, so that you can leech their, or so that you can rob them of their ether. Frying pan. Stop trying to smack him and use your flamethrower. Why they're like that? Because they're powerful and power corrupts. It's also kind of a subversion of the Superman trope. Trident. You know, a benevolent alien comes to Earth, only instead of being actually benevolent, he just kind of wants to kill everybody. Or has to. That's kind of the whole point of Invincible, was to create a darker comic book universe that both plays to and subverts a lot of superhero tropes. least they ain't like Brightburn. Yeah, that's true. Oh god, the Brightburn movie was so dumb. Stop trying to smack me with that staff. You're never gonna. He is damned and determined to not use his flamethrower. There we go. And then this helmet is another joke item. Yeah, it's a 10-gallon hat for your 10-gallon head. New spear. Shit. I got too far away. There we go. I remember when I was a kid, I figured out real quick how to sit at just the right spot to steal that. Versatile spear! See, now this is one of my favorite spears in the whole game. An all-round weapon with many uses, can cut, thrust, and parry attacks. The versatile spear is interesting because it lights itself on fire and it has a fire element attached to it. Dumb. The problem with Brightburn was basically, what if Superman wanted to be like, or what if Superman came to your world and he was actually a serial killer, basically, because what Brightburn tried to do is it tried to make Superman into a horror villain, and it did it by essentially trying to make him the Superman Jeffrey Dahmer, essentially, for lack of a better fucking way to put it. And that sounds incredibly awful. But essentially, he was Superman Jack the Ripper as a child. And it kind of gets worse than that because the kid seems to show decent tendencies by himself for the most part. But the kid also has a couple of negative tendencies that he has. He doesn't really show to be predisposed toward violence so much as the ship that brought him here shows him to makes him predisposed to violence. Because the kid doesn't really make a lot of choices. He kind of gets more or less pushed into a lot of it from what I've read. The ship basically keeps sending out a signal to him that is basically take the world, and the kid just kind of keeps feeling the signal, and because it's in his own language, and he's basically programmed mentally, genetically to respond to it. He does, and his dad, realizing that his son is becoming dangerous, basically tries to pull an old Yeller and take him out back. Kind of, at one point, but doesn't have what he needs to kill the kid, and tries to shoot his son in the back of the head in order to kill him. And his son, genuinely heartbroken that his father wanted to murder him, essentially, goes out of, looks at his dad, doesn't really know how else to deal with it, and then laser beams his fucking head off. And then the mom finds out that the material on the ship is pretty much the only material on the planet that can actually hurt the kid. Tries to use it as a knife and fails miserably. And then the kid basically kills the girl that he was stalking because he was attracted to her, kills his mother, and crashes a plane over the house that he lived in order to cover up his murders. And that's like the end of the fucking movie. It's not really that good of an idea to me. It refused to lock onto him. I like how the lizard shaman that I wasn't locking onto decided he wanted to use his flamethrower because I wasn't locked onto him. That's what it felt like there for a minute. Oftentimes, it's actually worth it to trade damage. It was, but honestly, I feel like the invincible animation was a much smarter way to take it, because trying to turn Superman into a horror villain is just dumb. Just fucking dumb. I'm sorry, but it is. Wind Ring. A ring that protects against wind damage. Yeah, and if you want to actually produce a version of Superman that secretly wants to take down the world, I feel like designing it this way makes more... Designing it the way that the show did in Invincible makes way more sense. It just does, because that version of Superman just wasn't a good version of Superman. He didn't feel like a good version of Superman. He felt shitty. The problem with doing the serial killer dynamic is that it drastically limits what you can do. With the character. Because they have to snap and become a psychopath. Do I have 99 indigo steel already? I do. God damn. $142 damage from one pimp slap. Grand Wave. Okay, that's the ability that this guy learns that kind of sucks. Because literally that's all it is. It's an energy wave. Yeah, Viltrumites don't have laser eyes or freezing breath. Their powers are much more limited in terms of what makes them super. They're still an extremely powerful and deadly, violent threat. But Viltrumites are not nearly as uber lethal as, say, Superman is. Or at least they're not nearly as, like, stupid powered as Superman is. Because Superman has a power for everything. And he's supposed to. The entire point of Superman is to be a god among insects, basically, trying to find a way to live with that. A god among men, rather, not really insects. Although he could kill all the humans that he found as readily as stepping on a bug. I can't pick up Indigo Steel. Hit him again. Come on, Yukimura. We killed him in 4 hits. I just wanted to show off how damaging he is. Is everybody ready to see Isaac again? I am. And I'm not talking about from Dead Space. Although, my secretary told me I did need to stream Dead Space at some point. Isa. I think sometimes materials are left lying in the world so that the player can become aware of them and then try to find a way to hunt them the fuck down. Okay, here's another teleportation chair. I've got 15 minutes. I've got enough time. I have to upload so many videos on Monday. Holy shit. I have to upload more on Tuesday morning before I go to work.
You've caught up already.
Isaac!
It's still too soon, but all the same. I'll test your abilities and see how much of your power has been restored. Come on!
Shit. I could have robbed him right there. God damn it. So, yeah, Isaac is a blithering lunatic, and his fucking innocent devil screwed my steel again. Come on. Got it! There we go, Devil's Vein. That's what I was trying to steal from him. Now, I'm gonna show you guys why I insisted on having an ice dragon for this fight. So, that innocent devil he has right there is basically fucking invincible. Interesting note about Isaac. Isaac has a vulnerability to ice magic. He keeps trying to order his innocent devil to kill me, but his innocent devil got snap frozen. You'll notice, Icicle Shot does a lot of damage to him. There's a video game guide for this that was made by Prima. They tried to tell the player that they should let their innocent devil distract his. Don't do that. Don't believe that, by the way. Don't believe the game guide when it says that, because if you're locking onto the boss like I'm doing, then you won't be able to do that. You will notice that I've basically kept Isaac on the defensive pretty much the entire fight. I have cost my innocent devil quite a number of its own hearts to do that. But Ice Breath snap freezes his innocent devil, which makes his innocent devil unable to help him. And Bob's your uncle.
Ah, how gratifying. Your power is indeed returning, but it's still not enough.
Brother, stop!
Julia! Return, Abel! Brother? What an annoying interruption. Well, so be it. It's still too early to finish you anyway. Regain more of your power first. You'll need it all if you hope to kill me.
You are not getting away!
No! Let him go!
So, I was taken in. You were in league with Isaac all along!
Think what you like, but I do wish for you to stop him, honestly.
Then why did you keep me from him?
Because it is too soon! You still lack the strength and spirit to defeat him.
I know that my strength is still growing. But what do you mean by my spirit?
You must understand this. My brother is in the venomous grip of Lord Dracula's curse. The desires of a single man mean nothing. The curse rules him.
Then go with Belmont or one of his vampire slayers. Someone you can be sure of.
No, Hector. You must be the one to defeat him. My brother has always respected you. Only you can free him from the curse. And also, if you are the one to slay him, only then could I live with it.
I understand. Of course, he is your brother. Forgive me. I was vexed. I did not mean to offend. I will take my leave of you now. And I will do what I can.
Be vigilant, Hector. I have an ill feeling. It bodes not well.
Yeah, ill feelings don't ever tend to bode well, dear. Just saying. And now we can acquire our next innocent devil. Can you guess what it is? That's right, ladies and gentlemen! It's Vivi! From Final Fantasy. Innocent Devil Woodrot appears. Franklin. No, you are Vivi. That is what you will be known as. Mage-type Innocent Devils are able to cast various magic spells rather than using physical attacks. They will instead use hearts to unleash magic spells with effects. For instance, Time Stop is one spell that temporarily stops time in the world. And Time Stop is a spell that you will need, and they come with it. They have... the reason why this thing always kind of reminded me of Vivi is it floats around, it wears a magician's hat, it carries a magic rod in order to cast spells, and you can't ever actually see its face because it doesn't really have one. Its eye is also in the brim of the hat there. That little yellow glow that you see is actually the eye of the Innocent Devil. The game will also give you access to a host of zombies to slay in order to help build him up so that he can get some experience points. He has his own ID chart. His evolutionary path works more like the fairy types, in the sense that the fairy type Innocent Devils have a very free-flowing chart that allows them to do pretty much whatever they want for evolutions. But you'll notice bird and battle types, there's two specific branches that you kind of have to choose what they turn into. It's very similar for the mage type. Other things about the mage type Innocent Devil: magic is not the only way they attack when it comes to releasing hearts. You do not have to spend hearts to get them to fight. They can hurl elemental spheres at enemies, and they will do so in order to try and figure out ways to actually attack an enemy's elemental weakness. Their AI will make them automatically hurl a random elemental orb at them in order to try and figure out what they're weak to, and then focus that down once they get the weakness. Sometimes the AI bugs out a little bit, and they don't necessarily always get that mark. Mage-type Innocent Devils have a few weaknesses, however. They pretty much always float around the Innocent Devil commander. So the Devil Forger, basically, if you find the Devil Forger, you can always find your mage, because your mage will be right next to you. They hover around the user and they their master, and they protect their master by hurling elemental orbs and trying to kill their targets that way, waiting for their masters to give them orders to sling spells or slinging spells independently. You will notice that Time Stop is a very powerful spell that we have to start. The reason why I won't use Time Stop right away is because Time Stop is an extremely expensive spell. It demands 40 hearts to use, and you kind of need a mage Innocent Devil that has been a few generations down the line before you can get a hold of a really, really good mage that has a lot of hearts to spare in order to sling spells at their leisure. So, be conservative with your mage type. Use spells if you need or if the situation presents, but don't spam the shit out of them, or you will very quickly find yourself without enough hearts to cast spells, and in a lot of situations where you'll need them. Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike is a nasty spell that they can learn right away, and it's particularly effective against water-posed enemies. The game also wants you to use Time Stop again because it wants to get you in the habit of considering it. You want to freeze that timer with Time Stop so that the 4-second timer freezes and you can get up the stairs. Because if you wait too long, that timer will wrap up and then the stairs will retract and you'll have to do it again. These white gravules are largely in the Inhumanos Machine Tower's first zone to basically tell you, hey, hi buddy, you've had your practice round to build up your innocent devil, we're done fucking around, you are going to have to actually start fighting now. And the Inhumanos Machine Tower is where we will get our last innocent devil. There's one more that you can get. This is the last one that's mandatory. And this is the Gladiator. It is the game's replacement for the Executioner. And the Gladiator has a very particular material on it that I need. And I'm trying to dupe him into letting me have it, and he's not really biting. Come on, Danny. Oh, come on, game. Let me have it. Why didn't it let me... There. Damascus steel. There it is. Damascus steel is an annoying material to get a hold of. But you can craft a Damascus sword out of it, and you can also use it to improve your rapier. Come on. God damn it. Come on. Do your little slam. There. So I can frickin' rob you and keep showing off the next items. The Kolishmard. God damn it! Ah! New material. Okay, that was bullshit. There. Damascus steel is a very annoying material to get because you have to rob these enemies pretty much to get it, and they don't like dropping it. They have to do that specific attack and then do a down slam in order to trigger the animation where you get the item. And to trigger the animation, you have to stand a specific distance away from them when they do their spin attack, and then not get hit by the spin attack during the spin attack's wind-up in order to trigger the the coup de grace down slam on it. So, yay over complexity for no good fucking reason. The game doesn't tell you any of this. You just have to figure this shit out. I found out about Damascus Steel by happenstance. I randomly decided, you know what? I'm just going to try to steal from these guys when I figured out that that was where I could steal. And then I found out that I could get Damascus Steel from them and upgrade my equipment again. And I'm like, oh, cool. Nice. And then I just started robbing those guys until I mastered robbing them, essentially. Now, it may or may not be obvious, but the game is going to define your innocent devil with the mage type by the rod that it carries. What that essentially means is the staff transforms every time the creature evolves. And the creature's outfit will change a little bit, but not much. What it looks like now is more or less what it will look like pretty much every form it has. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, there we go. I need to get to a save point so I can stop streaming. Oh, speak of the devil. Thank you all very much for watching. I've been Savage Hound Dusk, and tune in next time when I play Monster Hunter Wilds and probably get embarrassed again in front of an international audience. Check out my YouTube if you want to see all my previous streams. Check out my check out my Discord if you want to throw in stuff for suggestions that I can play in the future. Have a good day, everybody. I've been Savage Hound Dusk.